It's a bit of a mess in front of me right now. Okay, anyway, let us do this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. So today I just decided to show you guys a flawless foundation routine that I use, especially if I want my makeup to last me like all night or all day or all night into all night, all day into all night. Yeah, if I want it to last. So this is what I use, you know, just to get it looking flawless, so that like most of my blemishes are gone and my discoloration, and we're looking like we're all one color and all these things. I really hope you guys enjoy the video. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up below. Like I said, if you're new here and you're not subscribed, you should hit that subscribe button right now. Actually, just pause the video and subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my videos. And as always, don't forget to comment down below what else you guys want to see, or if there's any questions that you have about the look. I will be happy to answer those comments and, you know, comment back and all these things. So yeah, let's just interact. Okay, let's just get into the video. So I want to do this as a talk through, so I can just my voice, so I can just explain a little bit more about like the products that I use and maybe why I use them, other than the fact that, you know, on a student budget. But anyway, so I do two primers that I have used. I mean, if you want to double prime, like, have fun, be me, go wild, you know. I don't know if you guys can see that. The lighting, yes, no, maybe, no focusing. Okay, anyway, so I use the base. This is literally like my everyday go-to. And then this one's actually LA Girl has like really good products, so though, like, it's pretty good as well. So I'm starting with the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, which is like a really good primer, drugstore primer. A lot of the products I'm going to be using are drugstore, except for the actual foundation. So this one, you just want to like pat it into like the problem areas. Well, I use quite a bit. As you guys can see, I've also done my eyebrows. I do usually do my eyebrows before I do my face, so don't think that, like, you know, this is not part of my usual routine. I like to do my eyebrows. Okay, I need to move my phone. I like to do my eyebrows before, because they're just like a work of art that you just, it's a craft, you know. But anyway, I like to push it in because like my pores are large, so I just like to push it in. My problem areas, I think you can see, are like around, like, just my cheeks here, lots going on. My nose, 110%. My chin is sometimes a problem, like it is today. And then my forehead, 24/7, 365, all the time. Let me just mute my phone. Okay, I feel like I put so much on that I'm not even going to prime with anything else. So that's just my face primed. The next thing, when I'm trying to go in all out, like full coverage, I'm making sure that my skin looks great, I like to color correct, and I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal / color corrector. It's the orange corrector, because when you're off color, you need to correct with like reds and orange and things like that for the dark circles. So I don't put on a lot, but I like to color correct underneath my eyes, because as you guys can see, I have dark circles. Because, you know, who sleeps in varsity? Like, what is that? What is sleep? You know, like that type of lifestyle. So I like to just apply a generous amount. I mean, the first time I ever color corrected, I put on so much that my whole face was like red, and I couldn't, you know. I'm going to give you guys like a way to make that better. So I also put around my mouth, underneath my mouth, because, you know, it's a little dark under there. Just around here. I'm going to look crazy. I don't really need to color correct anywhere else, but I do like to color correct my nose, because it's like 10 different shades all at once sometimes. So just around my nose, underneath here, there's like these darkish spots happening slash corners hidden. And then yeah, so that's pretty much everywhere I color correct. Sometimes I do like to just go in a little bit on the forehead, which is really unnecessary. It's just me trying to lighten because my forehead is like darker than it just happens. And then I take this is a sponge that I got from Clicks, and it's not a really good, it's so hard. I just can't do with hard sponges, so I just use it to like push in the color correcting. And if you can see, like, it picks up a lot of product, so it doesn't leave a lot of product behind on your face. Instead, a lot of the product just kind of gets on the sponge itself, which I don't mind with the color correcting, because again, I don't want to end up with like a red face even after you put on foundation, because that was a tragic day for me. That was a tragic day. I had to redo my makeup. So yeah, so once you've sort of pushed that in, you can see there is still quite a bit of product, but not as much as there would have been. What I do like to do is take any setting powder really, but here I'm using my Yardley Absolutes. There we go. My Yardley Absolute Translucent Loose Powder, and I use just the tiniest amount to set this, so that when you're putting on foundation, it doesn't stop moving around and then, you know, kind of having the red face. So I'm not like trying to bake or anything. Like, the smallest amount is gonna go on all the spots that I color corrected. For my foundation, I use the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, yep, in the color NC47. I just dab, take a little dabsies from here, if you guys can see, and then I start to paint the face. Essentially, I'm kidding, I'm not painting the face, I'm just putting on foundation. Okay, so this is what my skin looks like after just one layer of foundation. Also, I did put a little bit just at the top of my ears just to make sure it all blends. I did take it down a little bit, but this foundation generally does match my skin color, so I don't have to take it all the way down because it matches pretty well. So I'm just gonna go in, and I don't go in with the second layer like all over. I just do like the problem spots. So here would be a problem spot, and then here again. I'm just putting it down so you can see where I generally like to go over. My forehead I like to do at least twice, you know, because it's like a different color. My nose as well, and then in this case today, because my chin is acting up, we'll do that again. So I just take all that product, and then again I just blend it all out with the skin. You want it to still look even though like some places will have a bit more product, because you still want it to look, you know, flawless, and like you didn't do it in the dark. Essentially, you want to look good. You want it to be well blended. Like, you can never ever blend makeup enough, you know, like it just, blending is key to everything. So you just want to always blend. Even if you're going over like the same spot a couple times, as you probably see me doing right now, that is essential, because you just want to make sure it's all well blended out. So yeah, and then just to be extra sure, like I said, you can't ever blend enough, I'm going to be using this sponge. It's also a Cali sponge like this one. They're both Cali sponges, and they're both quite soft, so I really like them. This one's obviously a lot softer. I really like this one, but I'm gonna try this one out. This is from Discam, so it is quite affordable. Yeah, I think for the most part I've kept this routine like really affordable. Apart from the foundation, everything is either from Clicks or Discam, so it is drugstore, and you know, it's doable. I would recommend though, like, using, if anything, like, if you're like me and you're a student and you're on a student budget, if there's anything that I recommend investing in, it would be your foundation, because that's like the base of everything that you're doing. So you want the foundation to look really good. Otherwise, you know, it's just like if you've baked a terrible cake, icing doesn't make it better. So even if you use like a whole bunch of concealer and all these other things, like that's not going to make it better because the foundation is not good. To highlight, I'm going to use again my Allegory Pro Conceal. There is another product that I could use with it, so I'm gonna try and put that together. First is my MAC Prep and Prime highlighter. It's in the color Peach Luster, and then I'm going to use that with my Allegory Pro Conceal in the color Medium Beige. So the Allegory the MAC highlighter is a bit more, has like an orangey undertone, so I'm not going to use too much of it. This is actually what I use to clean up my brows mostly. So this one has a bit more of a orangey undertone, which is like a good highlight for like my skin tone. However, I do want to go for that like sort of Instagram baddie extra highlighted look. So I'm just gonna put that under my eyes. It actually adds to sort of like the color correcting that I was doing earlier. So after this, I will not have any dark circles underneath my eyes. And then on top of that, I'm gonna go in with my Allegory Pro Conceal in Medium Beige. My nose, I'm going to just draw a line. That's gonna be where the highlighting starts, and then just add a bit more. If you want it to be lighter, you can go even lighter with the highlighting. I also do not highlight my forehead because I have a huge forehead, so why would I add to the size of the forehead, you know, because highlighting like sort of opens it up, so I don't want to add to the size of my forehead. And Cupid's Bar, just actually use highlighter. I don't cream highlight basically. Wow, sitting on the floor is doing a number on me. And then I'm gonna take my Allegory Pro Conceal again in the color Beautiful Bronze, and I'm going to highlight my nose. Realize that this color is not all that dark for me for contouring purposes, but I've got so much of it that, I mean, what else am I gonna do with it? So yeah, that's just gonna create the line next to the highlight. Just gonna kind of start to, you know, just lessen the size of my nose. There's nothing wrong with having a large nose, guys. I'm just this person. And if you want to cancel out your nose, you can go in again with a lighter concealer and just highlight on the sides. This will just help cancel out the nose a little bit. So yeah, this is completely unnecessary, but that's just what I like to do. Then I'm gonna take my sponge. I actually have a smaller sponge, which is also kind of dirty, that I use, which is also a caddy sponge that I use for under my eyes and stuff like that to blend. So let's just get into that. So for the nose contour, you just want to dab. You don't want there to be harsh lines, so you just want to dab everything together almost. Just bring it down a little bit. You want to bring that nose contour down a little bit so it looks natural. Take it off. Just blend, and I'll use the other side. I'm going to go back in with this Yardley Absolute Translucent powder underneath my eyes to help with like creasing. I'm not going to bake again. This is just enough to set the concealer. So for the contouring part of my face, I'm going to go in with my NYX contour palette, which has been featured many times on this channel, and I'm going to use an angled contour brush from Morphe. And I'm literally, because I don't cream contour, I do need to go in a little deeper. It needs to go in a little more with the contour, so I use most of this color and then I mix it with this one. So this one is HCP S05 and this one is HCP S08. So this is hollow and this is tan. There we go, I got the colors correct. So I'm going to use a bit of tan, just dab like 3 times and once in hollow, and then just want to clean up the brush and then start to contour. I like to just you know, just pinch the face a little bit, because, you know, you just want to get out the hollow part so you can really get that contour going. So I like to start off very light and then build it up, because, you know, you never know. If you start off too dark and then you can't necessarily, like, you know, come back from that. Like, you can't take all the product off again. So it's better to build it up. So that's what I like. And I like to make it darker towards the edge, and I like to go into the hairline. It's okay, we'll just redo those edges. But, like, so it looks sort of natural, you want to go into that hairline. I like to take it down, but not too much. So just up to here around. This is usually where I stop. Okay, so now I've done both sides. Well, this side is not looking all that extravagant. It's just a subtle contour. Sometimes I do just, you know, try and chisel up my cheekbones, because why not? I'm trying to look a little skinnier. Why not? You know, makeup is, like, there's been this whole debate, if you're South African, you know, but, like, thick Leonce and, like, she looks different with makeup and everything. Like, makeup is not made to make you look the same. Okay, no one spends this much time in front of the mirror with so much product to look the same. It's like telling me that you're gonna get paint. Okay, I did art. It's like telling me you're gonna get paint and a canvas, and when you're done painting on the canvas, it's still gonna be white. Like, what are you trying to say, you know? So yeah, so if you wanna use the makeup to enhance and make yourself look a little, you know, pulled together, that's okay. It's completely fine. So yeah, you know, that I'm just saying. Anyway, so I'm gonna take the same colors and just try and make my forehead a little smaller. So by how I do this is just above the brow arch. That's where I want to put the most product, because that makes it seem like the forehead is actually a little bit, you know, just more held together. So that's what I do, because that's just what I would like to correct with makeup. This is a Morphe pencil brush, I think. Yeah, and I'm just gonna take a tan again from the contour palette. You don't want to overdo it, you just want to sort of give it an idea of being reshaped, because if you're gonna go out in public with this and it's not going to be at night, you know, you don't want it to look unnatural. So just take it down, just try and blend it down. Now I'm on to highlighting. This is a product that I always use for my highlighting. Okay, except for the MAC highlighter, and this is from LA Girl, this blush collection, and this is like the glam one, and I use this highlighter right here. It is like the best. I don't know, this is such a great drugstore highlighter. It could, wow, it's just so good. Sorry, I keep going back to look for brushes, but I'm going to use my fan brush from Morphe as well, and I'm just going to go in and just gonna highlight top of my cheekbones. Ooh, okay, I wasn't ready. And I like to curve it up just a little bit, not all the way up, but just highlight my cupid's bow. I really love to highlight this. I don't know why, but I love it too. I always do it. If you want to, you can highlight your forehead, but not for me. And then I'm going to use, this is actually a eyeshadow brush from Morphe. I'm sorry, I'm sick, but I'm going to use that for my nose highlight. So you want to do an exclamation mark on your nose, so it's not just one straight line. So you want to first do a short-ish line going down your nose up until just before you would have drawn that line if you did draw it. So you're just gonna just have that line, and then you're going to take the brush and, like, because the first time to do that line you basically hold the brush and then get some product at the tip, and then now you want to get the product from like the flat part of the brush onto the flat part of the brush, like that. And then you're just gonna do the tip of the nose. Like, I don't even do a dot anymore, I just do the tip of the nose. You can do a dot as like the exclamation mark, but I feel like when you do the tip of the nose, it really just, that's what it makes shine more, as you can see. So you literally, the exclamation mark is there, but then this looks so much higher. But I think I want to take this down just a little bit more. I'm going to also highlight my brow bone just a little bit, nothing hectic, just a touch. And if you really want to be super glam, you can highlight the inner corners as well of your eyes. I haven't done my eyeshadow or anything yet, so yeah. So basically this is the Flawless foundation routine, mostly using drugstore products, but yeah, everything is basically affordable. Like I said, invest in a good foundation, and as you can see, the color correcting work, because like there's no dark circles left underneath my eyes, or like a lot brighter. Highlight is popping. If you want to, I'm not a blush fan, you can add a bit of blush, but that's generally not my go-to part. But let's just, for the sake of this video, I'm going to use this lighter blush, still from the Glam palette, from the LA Blush. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm just going to dab on a little bit. And then for me, if I want to use any sort of blush, I usually take it from here at the top. So I never really put it in my cheeks, I just take it from here at the top. Nothing hectic though, just a little bit, just to get that color into your skin. For me, it's a preference not to do it, but yeah, you can just put a little bit in and just get the color going. Nothing insane, just towards the end. Also, it helps just pull up your face. So yes, this is the look. I'm just going to do quick eyeshadow, lashes and lips, and then I'll go into the slow-mos.
The club isn't the best place to find the lovers, so the bar is where I go. Me and my friends at the